All right, picture this. It's July 20th, 1969. The world is glued to their TVs, hearts pounding, eyes wide, as history is about to unfold before them. In living rooms, bars, and public squares across the globe, millions of people are holding their breath, united by a single moment in time. Neil Armstrong takes that legendary step onto the lunar surface, uttering words that would echo through the ages. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Buzz Aldrin bounces behind him, his movements light and almost playful in the low gravity, and together they plant the American flag, leaving footprints in the dust of another world. History is made and the world cheers. But there's one guy in this epic story who didn't get to walk on the moon, and yet, without him, the whole thing might have failed. He was the silent guardian, the steady hand, the one who made sure the dream didn't turn into a nightmare. I'm talking about Michael Collins, the third member of Apollo 11, the man whose name you might not hear as often, but whose role was absolutely crucial. You might not hear his name as often, but trust me, Collins was the real MVP of Apollo 11. He was the glue that held the mission together, the unsung hero working behind the scenes. While Armstrong and Aldrin explored the lunar surface, Collins was alone, orbiting the moon in the command module. And that's a lot more hardcore than it sounds. He was responsible for the only way home, piloting the spacecraft that would bring everyone back to Earth. Imagine floating more than 200,000 miles from home, absolutely solo. No one to talk to, no one to help if something went wrong. Just you, your thoughts, and the endless black of space stretching in every direction. No one else in human history had ever experienced isolation like that. For nearly 24 hours, Collins was the most alone human being in existence, separated from every other living soul by thousands of miles of empty space and the cold, silent moon. When Collins circled the far side of the moon, he lost all contact with Earth. No radio, no voice, just him and the vast dark. Mission control couldn't reach him, and he couldn't reach them. For 48 minutes at a time, he was completely cut off, relying only on his training and his wits. He called it the loneliest place in the universe, and yet, in that silence, he found a kind of peace, a sense of purpose that few can imagine. And yet he wasn't scared. He was laser-focused, running checklists, watching gauges, knowing that Armstrong and Aldrin's lives literally depended on him getting it right. Every switch, every calculation, every moment mattered. If he made a mistake, there would be no rescue, no second chance. Here's the thing. If anything went wrong on the moon, Collins was their only ticket home. He was the pilot, the navigator, the lifeline. The entire mission hinged on his ability to stay sharp and ready for anything. If the lunar module malfunctioned, he'd have to return to Earth alone, carrying that weight forever. The thought haunted him, but he never let it show. He trained for every scenario, prepared for the worst and hoped for the best. Yet, you never hear Collins complain. He never sought the spotlight, never demanded recognition. He did his job with quiet confidence and humility, content to play his part in something bigger than himself. He later said, "I know that I would be a liar or a fool if I said that I have the best of the 3 Apollo 11 seats. But I can say with truth and equanimity, I was thrilled to have the seat I did." He understood the importance of his role, and he embraced it fully. That's the spirit that made Apollo 11 work. Not just the guys who planted the flag, but the one who kept the ship running. It was a team effort, and every member mattered. Collins was a test pilot, an engineer, a poet in his own right. He brought a unique blend of technical skill and creative thinking to the mission, always looking for new solutions and better ways to do things. He wrote about the beauty of the moon, the strangeness of Earthrise, and the quiet power of solitude. His reflections remind us that space exploration isn't just about technology. It's about the human spirit, the courage to face the unknown, and the wonder of discovery. So next time you think of the moon landing, remember that it wasn't just about giant leaps. It was about teamwork, sacrifice, and the quiet strength of those who support from the shadows. Sometimes, the most heroic thing you can do is hold the line, stay ready, and make sure your team gets home safe. True heroism isn't always about being in the spotlight. Sometimes, it's about doing your job so well that no one ever has to worry. That's why Michael Collins is the unsung hero of the moon mission, and maybe the real MVP. His story is a reminder that every great achievement is built on the dedication of those willing to stand alone so that others can take that giant leap.